getting ready. Well, we're all getting ready to go and do the drive to Disneyland Paris. So, wish us luck. This is driving onto Le Chateau. You drive your car onto the train. We've got a Starbucks for the road. And then we're in Callasas, however you pronounce it. This Red Bull just cost me £4, but that's okay because we are going to Disney. So we are currently 6 minutes away from Disney. I've got my ears on ready. And I do have to admit, on this route, there hasn't been many signs for Disneyland. There was one that was absolutely covered in dirt, but there's been barely any signs to Disney so far. Weird. So we stayed at Disney's Hotel Santa Fe, which is a 2-star, and it's actually not bad at all. The rooms we didn't really use, only to sleep in, because we were at the parks all day or in Disney Village. It takes 15 to 20 minutes to walk through the park, and you go through Hotel Xi'an, which was more money, but is literally next door. And overall, it honestly wasn't bad. It's quite a scenic walk. You get to see the koi fish, and then you walk through Disney Village. We stopped at the Rainforest Cafe to get a snack before we went into the main park. We actually walked into the park at about 4:30ish, and this was Main Street as we walked in towards the castle, and we walked straight into the Art of Colour Parade, which is great to get a glimpse of some characters that you otherwise potentially wouldn't meet. You do not need a premier pass. They go down Main Street literally as they are exiting, so you can see them from pretty much wherever you stand as long as you're in the middle circle. We then queued for the carousel, which is the first ride we went on, about 15 minutes. Buzz was a 40-minute wait, although I don't believe that. I think it was more like 45. Then the Orbitron was 40 minutes. So first few hours at Disneyland Paris. Definitely similar to Walt Disney World in Orlando. However, the wait times I'm not sure are accurate on the things that they show. So for example, the Orbitron, which is essentially Dumbo but just in a rocket instead, is a 40-minute wait. When we first got there it said 20 and then it went up to 40. Buzz is 40 at the minute, Space Mountain is 45. And it is currently 6 o'clock at night, so they're all closing soon. Yeah, nowhere near as busy, but definitely still extremely long wait times. And it's the middle or the beginning of March, so it's out of season. Lots of different nationalities here. And yeah, it's a bit nuts, really. Right now it's about 6:30 and Haunted Mansion was actually a walk-on. We're waiting to go on Haunted Mansion and it says it's a 5-minute wait, so we'll see whether it's actually a 5-minute wait. Also, this one's scared of nothing. He will love it. Okay, so out of Haunted Mansion and it literally was a walk-on, so I'm quite impressed with that. Less than 5 minutes, I would say, till we were in and on the ride. Jack's loved it. Big Thunder, I didn't see less than a 45-minute wait at any point when we were here, which is nuts. As there was no queue, Julian and Florence then rode the Haunted Mansion. Then we walked straight onto Indiana Jones. We also walked straight onto It's Small World. And then we also walked straight onto Pirates of the Caribbean boat ride, both in which the baby can ride. Walk-ons late at night is the way to go because everyone's starting to get their spot for the 9 o'clock parade and fireworks. We stopped, took some photos by the castle when it was all lit up at night, and then we waited in the queue. Hello. So we are here at 8 o'clock, ready for the show at 9. Paris, and we have now finished our full day, and we're waiting. We've got about 2 minutes until the night show. So we've currently been up about, maybe 15, 16 hours. So we're all very tired, but we're still going. And it's a lot to unpack for this park, but we are about to watch the show. So from over here, as you can see on the castle, we're about to watch the show. So enjoy this reel. I hope it gives you some tips from day 1 at Disneyland Paris. Okay, so it's 7 in the morning. Yesterday we did a... Yesterday we did a 19-hour day from traveling, and then we actually managed to stay in the park till the fireworks, and then I couldn't sleep till about 11 last night by the time we'd sorted everything out. So yeah, very tired. However, we've got early magic hours because we're staying at Santa Fe, hence the car curtains in the background, and I refuse to wait 90 minutes for the Peter Pan ride, so I'm about to use all my old tour guide strategies and see how many rides we can get us on. Although yesterday was not bad at all, we actually managed to ride a lot more than I thought we were going to. But we're going back to Disneyland today, the main park, not Walt Disney Studios, and we're gonna do it all again. Let's go. Okay, day 2, walking to the park. Managed to rope Julian into wearing some ears today. And he's got his, I didn't see it, go again. I'm her beast. And if you will...
Move your hair. You've got to move your hair. You can't see. I'm his beauty.
Again, doing the walk to the park's beautiful in the morning as you walk through Disney Village, and then once you get to the park you stand in the queue for the early magic hours if you're a Disney Hotel guest, which is to the right hand side of the park, right next to the Disney Hotel. We went in and had a look and it is absolutely beautiful. This is Disney's 5-star hotel because you're actually on the grounds of the park, so it's a lot more expensive to stay here, but I can imagine it's probably worth it if you're going to spend more time in your hotel room than we did. It's very, very grand. In the atrium, there's a big chandelier that drops from the ceiling and books in the walls. It's just gorgeous. A little resting area at the top of the stairs there. So I'm in line to get the infamous Mickey cookie, and the park has officially just opened for non-Disney hotel guests. So there's an influx of people about to come in. Crazy. We then managed to get the virtual queue to meet Mickey Mouse, which was amazing because Jax was dressed as a little Mickey. Very, very special. Bought the picture. It's 2 pictures, 2 frames for €30. If you want a picture with no people, there's a little cove on the right-hand side of the castle which you can stand in where we took these pictures, where you'll get less people in your photos. We then sat on the main street to watch the Art of Colour parade, again, where you get to see people like Goofy, Donald, Mickey, Minnie, Rapunzel, Moana, Mirabelle, and you didn't need a Premier Pass for it. You can see it wherever you stand. You just sit on the curb and enjoy it. We then made our way to the Disney Lion King show at the 12:10 performance. This is not to be missed. It is incredible, different to the Walt Disney World Orlando Lion King show at Animal Kingdom. This one is more of like a musical stage show, lots of dancing, and 100% recommend watching it. You do not need a Premier Pass. Again, if you get there early enough and stand in line, you will get a seat. The theatre is quite big. Also, some tips: bring a water bottle that you can refill at Disney so you don't have to keep buying drinks with the heat and the amount of walking you do. Characters walk around the parks, they do say hello to you, give you a high five, no issue, so don't worry about that either. So everyone is walking around with these champagnes, which is in a souvenir glass, and I've figured out where you get them from. You can only get them in one place in the park, and it's right here. So you can get the champagne at the Gibson Girl ice cream parlour, which is on Main Street at the very top on the left-hand side if you are facing the exit, or there's a little cart right outside the ice cream that sells them. They're the only place that sells them. We met Mary Poppins, she was wandering around, and then we went on the cars, which was a 40-minute wait in line at about 4 o'clock. We then queued an hour for Big Thunder Mountain and then decided to have a break, and after our break we went back to Hollywood Studios Park, or the Studios Park, and everything was a walk-on but Crushers coaster. Okay, day 3, and we're heading to Walt Disney Studios Park today.
Instead of Disney Park.
It's just before 8 o'clock, so we're trying to get in for the early magic hours. And yeah, we're getting a scoot on because there's already people heading Also, out. You'll see in this video, me and Florence have Disney ears on. We actually bought these from Shein and Temu. They're about £2, whereas in the park they are €25 each. Got here for Crush's Coaster and it's shut because there's a technical issue, but people are still queuing. But right next door is the Magic Carpets, which has no queue. So we're going to ride them while Julian stands in line for Crush's Coaster. They then reopened Crush's Coaster, so we jumped back in the line, and then they told us that there was going to be a 60-minute wait. So we went to Toy Story Land and went on Slinky Dog Dash instead, which is a walk-in. It says any height, but Jax was not allowed on it as he is 11 months, and they said no. The RC Racers is not open until 9:30 when the park opens and the general public come in. Neither is the Toy Story parachute ride. That's also not open till 9:30. There is only selected rides open for the hours. Again, later in the day, we then decided to ride Crush's Coaster. We waited in line for about an hour and 10 minutes to get on this ride. And it made me feel a bit sick, if I'm completely honest. But it is really good and it's a good experience if you like thrill rides. I got my phone out and got told off. So, that video, that was all I got. We then managed to get a pass for the virtual queue for the Marvel Avengers superhero experience. The virtual queue had us waiting for a 60-minute wait, even with a fast pass. It was absolutely awful. I'm not gonna lie, we just had the worst experience at the Avengers heroic meet and greet. So we met what I think is Loki. I'll have to check on that. But it was terrible. It was so bad. They made us wait for ages. So even if you've managed to get in the virtual queue, it is literally, we were in there for maybe 45 minutes still waiting. Then when you went through, Florence met him and he was talking to her, so I took pictures. Then I asked the photo pass lady if she could take a photo of me with him, with Florence, and she said I have to get my colleague. Left the room, never came back, so I was like, I'll put it on timer. So then Loki is like, no, stay, do your pose. But I went to go get my phone. He's like, nope, leave now, get out. So we left. Terrible. A sneak peek of the Frozen World, which is opening on March 26th. You can see it. Looks cool. And it broke. Not having the best luck in the studio park today. A bit frustrating. Oh well. We'll go find another one. So we went to watch the Mickey and the Magician show, which was actually really, really good. The shows are performed in French and English. They alternate, so one character will speak English and one character will speak fluent French. So you can keep along with the moral of the story. The show was a chance to see well-known loved characters, such obviously Mickey. You got to see Belle and the Beast, and you got to see the Fairy Godmother and Cinderella as well. It was a really good show. Highly recommend going and watching it. We got there a little bit early and sat and waited, and the theatre is huge. After that, we then wanted to enjoy the sun, so we stopped, got some drinks in Disney Village, went to the sports bar, shared this giant sandwich, which was €37, enjoyed the sun, rested our feet, went to Pandora, got myself a little ring, which is a gift from my son. And then we went up in the hot air balloon at Disney Village. It's €20 for adults and 15 for children's aged 3 to 11. under 3s go free, and you get views of pretty much everything. You could see the Eiffel Tower, you'll see it in the distance, there it is. You also get to see over the whole of Disney, you get to see Disney hotels, and you get to see the castle from a height as well. So it was a really, really good experience. Once we'd finished with the hot air balloon, we then decided to go back into the park to go and watch Stitch Interactive, which was a really good show. And then we also watched Minnie's Dream Factory, which again was a really good show. Not quite as good as Mickey and the Magician, but still very good nonetheless. A solid 9 out of 10. I recommend when you go to Disney, take a backpack, pack everything you need, including snacks. You can take a reusable water bottle because they have water refill stations. I would buy all your Disney merchandise, including your ears, before you visit. You can wear them, you can take them in. Also, just a little note. So some of the rides say any height. However, once I got to the front of the ride, they actually didn't let Jax on because he was too little. So just be aware of that if you're going with a baby. This is the entrance and the exit into the Disney Studios park. There's a food on the left and shops on the right hand side for you to look at. You have to walk in there to be able to actually get into the park itself. After that, our day was finished. We left the Disney Studios park and went for something to eat at Buffalo Bill's, which is a country kind of pub restaurant thing. We didn't do the all you can eat, we just done this up like the regular ordering and rested for the next day. 7 a.m. again, and it's day 4 in the parks, and we are now getting ready. We go today, so you don't have to check out in Santa Fe. They automatically check you out at 11. So we're going to put our stuff in the car, but we're heading to the parks because Space Mountain was closed when we went on it, or when we tried to go on it. So we're going to go ride Space Mountain and a few more rides until we hit the road to do our long journey home. So this is the queue for the early magic hours if you're a hotel guest. We're waiting to get in for 8:30. When you walk down Main Street, it is worth looking up in the windows because you'll see family names. Like here, you've got Captain Roy Disney, which was Walt's brother. And then you've also got cruise liners as well, which they weren't available back then. So they obviously knew they were going to bring out cruise liners like the Disney Wish and the Dream. So a quick recap, we then queued 30 minutes for Dumbo. That was about 9:30 in the morning. Finally went on it though, just because it's an iconic ride. We only had a morning here, so we just did a few hours. We used the early magic hours to ride Space Mountain, Buzz and Dumbo, and then we were out of the parks, ready to start our journey back to home. Overall, Paris has been an amazing experience. It's a beautiful place to go. The sun was shining, so we really lucked out. To do the journey home, and it's 10:15 in the morning, and this is the queue. This is the queue for the general public going into the parks at 10:30 in the morning. There's people queuing to get in, so it is very busy even at the start of March. Saw Lucius the horse as we were leaving Disney. Beautiful horse. Took some more photos, had another little mooch about, said goodbye to the castle and said goodbye to Mickey. And to be honest, we have created some magical memories that will stay with us forever. Got to see a whole load of characters and ride a ton of rides as well. So I do recommend Disneyland Paris. It's amazing. When you go in and out of the park, usually you will see Mickey standing at the top of the railway as well, waving hello or goodbye. So we said our goodbyes and off we go home. Thanks for the memories, Paris.